Welcome back to Stu Structures. And, like I said in the end of my last video, I finally went over 300 subscribers. Last year was kind of a lax year for me. I had intended on really being involved in the business, but got sidetracked. So we're heading in a new direction this year. I've been able to put out a video every week, so we're going to continue on with a contest now for me reaching the 300 subscriber mark. So stay tuned. Okay, so in appreciation for the 300 subscriber mark, I want to give away something to some people out there that come and really do participate in watching my videos and giving comments and asking questions. I feel like those are the people that are deserving of me doing something for them other than just these videos. One thing that I made years ago, and I know there's a lot of different ones out there on the market, but I have these, which, it's just a handy little tool for working on trains. Now, I know they make them, yeah, right, okay. They make them out of foam and all kinds of things out there that you can buy. But I threw this one together out of scrap wood, and I used to do construction work, and we put together an office building, and some of these drawers were extra. I just scarfed up one of them. But I'm going to show you how to make one of these so you can have one for your layout. This is just fabric in here. And it would work for N scale, for HO, maybe O27. I've never really measured it to see how an O27 car would fit in there. There are some things you could do to make this better, but I like this one because it gives you a place with edges so you can put parts so they don't roll away. Or if you're mass doing like 20 or 30 cars and putting wheel sets and couplers and everything on a bunch of cars, you can put all your materials in these drawers and have them right there where you want them as you're going through and doing one after another after another. So I'm going to show you in this video how I made this, and we'll get on more with the prizes and everything for this contest and the rules later on at the end of this video. So stay tuned and we'll get right into this. Now, like I said, there are other cradles available in the market. I have this foam one also that I do use from time to time. These do break down. Foam is just something that will not last your whole life. Like I said, I do use this, but this one that I made for myself, it's real similar to the ones that I'm going to be making for you guys for this contest. And it's nothing special, but it really serves the purpose. The cloth seems to be soft enough to keep anything damaged from being done to cars or locomotives as I'm working on them. And the drawer gives me plenty of room to put parts so that they don't roll away or disappear on me while I'm working on the project. So the first thing we need to do is come back and cut all the wood for the parts for this. And there's basically two side pieces, the two uprights, and then a flat working surface that make up this. So I came through and just cut all the pieces, cut the little notches on the side pieces where the drawer slides in and out of the box itself, and then come back and start putting them together. I measured how wide that I wanted to have the cradle itself, which you could change for any scale if you wanted to, and then I screwed up through the bottom of the flat work surface and put this small board, which is the one that faces you on the front of the work table, on that. And then I came back and glued the two side pieces that have the rails that the drawer slides into onto the back piece. And I just used what lumber was laying around. It's not like grade 1 lumber. It's just what I had laying around. Some of it's hardwood, some of it's pine. But I glue and screw everything. And then once I have those two different assemblies together, then I come glue that first assembly onto the drawer slide parts of the other assembly that I put together, and just glue and screw those parts together as well. And that just gives me the whole basic assembly. And then I just come back with some basswood, some real small square, and I glue to the front edge and around the sides and one piece in the middle, just a stop edge to keep parts from rolling off this table while I'm using it, so I don't put everything in the drawer. And once that's done, the whole top, or the major part of the assembly, is pretty much done. Easy, you know, not a big deal. Everything's glued and screwed, and now you can see the platform area where the cloth goes in between. And then I just come back and, you know, spray paint everything. Just go outside, use a rattle can, and just put black paint on everything, and get the whole assembly painted and ready for the other parts to be added to it. You know, it's really just a very simple process with just stuff laying around, basically. Nothing complicated at all. And in a cloth piece, this was just an old pair of slacks that I think my ex-wife or somebody had and was throwing out, and I kept the fabric. And you know, I just take this, I cut it oversized about 1.5 inches so I can fold the edges back, the ends, and I just came through and hand sewed the edges on this. And I just went and bought some little small brass tacks and came back and you know, just tacked it to the front and back board so that it's loose in between. It has a slight concave area when you set something down in it, so you can lean it on the front and do your work on whatever you need to do. You probably could add a small piece of foam under there to make it softer, but I've never had an issue with mine. And the basic drawers are just, you know, the bottom and 4 sides. And you know, I glue and screw all this together as well. I just had these little eye hooks laying around, so I took one of those and put them in the front of each of the wooden pieces for a drawer pull, so they would pull in and out. And then just painted the outside of the box. I didn't paint the insides of the box. You could put a white paint or something on it to seal it if you wanted to. I did seal all the edges with Elmer's glue so little parts won't, you know, sneak down in any crevices. And I had this angle laying around that you could just use a flat piece of metal on the top edge, but this angle sits down into the inside of the drawers, and just put a couple screws in the top of it into the drawer so that they're mounted permanently on there. And then I slide the drawer into the basic unit that I've made previously, and you know, it's all done. It's really not a complicated process at all. It's a very simple thing to make. It costs you next to nothing, even if you had to buy a couple small parts, but you could probably find everything you have, you know, just laying around your shop, or you know, just in your garage or whatever. I mean, I'm always doing woodworking projects, so I always have stuff laying around. And you know, like I said, I'm coming back and I'm going ahead and make 3 of these, so that way I have 3 of these to give away for this contest. And you know, we'll go ahead and just let 3 different people win these, and we'll send them out to them for the contest. So here's the rules and how to go about it. Okay, so there you have how to build this little cradle for working on your cars and stuff. You know, there's a lot of different ones out there available on the market. Some of them, you know, some of the foam ones and stuff are just, you know, I mean, some people just throw money at everything, and that's fine if you can do that. But I try to find sometimes most of the time, the most inexpensive means that I can do to come up with a tool like this that I can use. And to be honest with you, I like that one that I made for myself a whole lot better than any of them that I've seen on the market, or ones that, you know, the foam one that I did buy. I just like to use it more. I work a lot in my lap, and I have lap boards, and this can set on a lap board in my lap if I'm sitting in front of the TV, or, you know, with family or that type of a thing. So it makes it really convenient to work on things in multiple small areas. So anyway, you know, I did go ahead and make 3 of these. So there's 300 people, so that's 1 per 100 in your chances of winning one of these. You know, normally I have, you know, between 80 and 100 people each week that watch my videos. So what I want you to do is, at the end of this video, when you're done watching it, go down below in the comment section and say, "Wow, a new tool, I'm in." Wow, a new tool, I'm in. And at the end of this next week, I'll go through all the comments on this video up to that point, And you know, I'll go to midnight next Friday because I release these on Fridays, and so that'll give you just a few hours over a week to comment on the video, and then I'll put all those names in a hat and draw from that. You also need to be subscribed to the channel. I mean, that's just a prerequisite. I appreciate the subscriptions. I appreciate all those people that come by and just watch videos that are not subscribed. But I really appreciate the comments that people leave and that type of a thing. So, you know, if you're watching the videos and you're, you know, a good subscriber, which I appreciate all those things, it makes me feel good. And if you can use one of these, or even if you can't, you want to pass it on to somebody else in the hobby or whatever, feel free to make that comment. And like I said, at midnight next Friday night, I will go through and I'll draw all those names out of the comments and write them all down and throw them in a hat and draw a name out of a hat, well, 3 names out of a hat. And you know, then we'll touch base with the winners and get addresses so I can mail these out to you. I do want to appreciate everybody for coming back and watching my videos. We're going to get started on a freight station in my next video next week. So come back and join me for that one. So I hope you liked how to build this work cradle. You know, I enjoy making tools and things for myself. You know, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell down beside the subscribe button and you'll be notified every time I have a new video come out. Like and share these videos with friends that you know that are in the model railroad hobby. You know, it's something to share information. It makes it a good community. There's a whole bunch of good people out here sharing information, and it helps everybody in the hobby. So you know, share all this with various people in the hobby, and you know, jump out there now with some materials and build a building and play with your train some, and happy model railroading.